parcels I pick up. "Your receipt, sir. Thank you for your custom." "Thanks," he says, taking his receipt and leaving. "I'm sorry to have kept you waiting," I say with a bow to the woman next in the queue. "Irashaimase. Good morning." The morning period is passing normally in the brightly lit box of the convenience store, I feel. Visible outside the windows, polished free of fingerprints, are the figures of people rushing by. It is the start of another day, the time when the world wakes up and the cogs of society begin to move. I am one of those cogs, going round and round. I have become a functioning part of the world, rotating in the time of day called morning. I am just running to put out more rice balls when our supervisor, Mrs. Izumi, calls out to me. "Miss Furukura, how many 5,000 yen notes are there left in that till?"
Only 2.
"Oh dear, there must have been a lot of customers paying with 10,000 yen notes. There aren't many left in the safe either. I'd better go to the bank this morning once the rush on deliveries have calmed down."
"Yes, thank you."
Mrs. Izumi is a casual worker about the same age as me, but the night shift has been so short of staff lately that the store manager has been doing nights and putting her in charge during the day, as though she were a regular staff member sent from head office. "Okay then, I'll go for change around 10 o'clock. And while I'm thinking about it, there happens to be a special order for sushi pockets today, so please keep an eye out for the customer when he comes to collect it."
"I will."
I look at the clock, almost 9:30. The morning rush is nearly over, and I have to finish dealing with the delivery and start preparing for the lunchtime rush. I stretch my back and go out into the store to finish putting out the rice balls. The time before I was reborn as a convenience store worker is somewhat unclear in my memory. I was born into a normal family and lovingly brought up in a normal suburban residential area. But everyone thought I was a rather strange child. There was the time when I was in nursery school, for example, when I saw a dead bird in the park. It was small, a pretty blue, and must have been someone's pet. It lay there with its neck twisted and eyes closed, and the other children were all standing around it crying. One girl started to ask, "What should we—" But before she could finish, I snatched it up and ran over to the bench where my mother was chatting with the other mothers. "What's up, Keiko?" "Oh, a little bird. Where did it come from, I wonder?" she said gently, stroking my hair. "The poor thing. Shall we make a grave for it?"
"Let's eat it,"
I said. "What?"
"Daddy likes yakitori, doesn't he? Let's grill it and have it for dinner."
She looked at me startled. Thinking she hadn't heard properly, I repeated what I'd said, this time clearly enunciating my words. The mother sitting next to her gaped at me, her eyes, nostrils, and mouth forming perfect O's. She looked so comical I almost burst out laughing. But then I saw her staring at the bird in my hand, and I realized that one of these little birds probably wouldn't be enough for Daddy.
"Shall I get some more?"
I asked, glancing at 2 or 3 other birds strutting around. "Keiko!" my mother exclaimed reprovingly, finally coming to her senses. "Let's make a grave for Mr. Budgie and bury him. Look, everyone's crying. His friends must be sad he died. The poor little thing."
"But it's dead. Let's eat it."
My mother was speechless, but I was captivated by the vision of my parents and little sister happily tucking in around the dinner table. My father was always saying how tasty yakitori was, and what was that if not grilled bird? There were lots more there in the park, so all we had to do was catch some and take them home. I couldn't understand why should we bury the bird instead of eating it. "Look how cute little Mr. Budgie is," my mother said earnestly. "Let's make a grave for him over there, and everyone can lay flowers on it." And that's what we did. Everyone was crying for the poor dead bird as they went around murdering flowers, plucking their stalks, exclaiming, "What lovely flowers! Little Mr. Budgie will definitely be pleased." They looked so bizarre I thought they must all be out of their minds. We buried the bird in a hole dug on the other side of a fence with a sign that said, "Keep out," and placed the